welcome back to my channel. If you are watching this video, it could mean one of three things. One, you either follow the link on any of my social media accounts because I probably posted it everywhere, like, hey, watch my video, hey, watch my video. Two, you are probably one of the 4,000 subscribers that subscribed to me back in the day when I was like maybe like 3,000 pounds lighter and I would post singing videos. If you are, thank you so much for not unsubscribing. Or three, you are an expecting mother. You're starting to research delivery videos or what to expect when you become a mom, whatever it may be. Welcome to this video. As you can tell by the title of this video, I will be kind of chatting about my sorry baby, here you go, delivery story. I got a little talkative one. She's a little putsch like her mom and likes to talk so much. Okay, sister, we have to shh, okay? We have to shh so that mommy can get this video done. Sister is just in a talkative mood today. Yeah. So I'm gonna try and remember this as much as I can remember, starting from like maybe like a few days prior to me giving birth. I just threw on some Baby Shark to keep her distracted, so she's a little bit more quiet now. She loves Baby Shark. Anyway, so I think like prior to me giving birth, I think it was like it might have been like a day or two prior, I was experiencing, I guess, Braxton Hicks. I could have sworn it was contractions. They tell you to like keep track of like the times between each contraction. When it's like 5 minutes apart, then you should start worrying. I think it was like every hour or so, 2 days prior. I was already on maternity leave because I honestly didn't know what to expect. I didn't know whether or not I could like deliver any minute now, like, so I didn't want to be at work and then have to like drive home and be like, oh my god, like what's happening. When you're a first-time mom, you don't exactly know what to expect. Like, you can do all the research you want, but obviously Google's not going to tell you like what type of pain you feel, or like how it can't describe the pain that I felt those days. A couple days before I started experiencing Braxton Hicks, I went to check with my OB if my cervix was opened up, and it wasn't. So he's like, your cervix hasn't started opening up yet, so I'm gonna just, whatever he did, I think he stuck something up my vagina or something to try and get my cervix to open up. And then I think that's what triggered it. I was already at that stage where I was uncomfortable and I just needed, I was like, I'm ready to give birth. I think I'm so ready. So I was like, can you please check if my cervix is open up, because I'm ready to have this baby. And so when I went in for my appointment, he was like, it hasn't opened up yet. So I was like, okay, cool. That night I was constantly peeing, so I was like, oh my god, I don't know if my water broke or what, because I keep peeing. Like, how will you know if it's your water breaking? So I told Roosevelt that night, I was like, we need to go to the hospital. It's like, we need to go now.
How's everybody doing? So this is how she looks like when
I'm not in labor.
she's in labor. We're in the waiting room.
I don't know who I texted, but I was like, I'm in the hospital right now. Like, I don't know if tonight's the night, but I'm in the hospital. The nurses checked me. I was in the hospital naked in a gown. She checked me and she's like, no, your water didn't break yet. You're not experiencing contractions. Of course, she sends us home. I swear to God, if this ever happens, where I'm actually in labor and he's knocked out, I will kill him. It fucking heroes. 1 in the morning. I think I texted my mom. I texted my sister-in-law, but I was like, false alarm, ha ha ha, going home now. The next day I wake up and I'm like, okay, this has got to be contractions. So I go the entire day, timing it all out. It was it was like down to like 20 minutes apart now. So I handled the pain all day. I'm in my house trying to keep myself busy. I think I was like cleaning that day. Yeah, I think because like I wasn't at work, right? So what else am I gonna do? So I was cleaning, I was in full-on nesting mode. I was just manning the pain. I was manning it. I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. All day my mom is texting me, so what's happening? I was like, I don't know, it's been like every 20 minutes or so I would get a contraction. I was like, okay, for sure today has to be the day, because this pain is unbearable. Like, it was unbearable pain. And mind you, I have like the lowest pain tolerance in the world. Like, a pinch could make me cry. That, and I'm pretty dramatic, so I would like to think that I probably exaggerated the pain. Like, I was just like, oh my god, I can't deal with this shit hurts, like I'm about to faint. Like, I was clearly at that point. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like painful. It was like cramps times 10,000, like pain like I've never felt it before. It was rough. It was a rough day. Like, sister just wanted to just curl up in the fetal position and just like So that night comes, Rosal's just like, eat dinner, don't think about it. Don't think about it. Easy for you to say. Rosa ran me a bath. Like, he did the whole 9 yards. He ran me a bath. He lit some candles, put on like relaxing music Spotify playlist, and he was like, okay, just go in the bath, don't think about it, and just woosah. So I was like, okay, whatever. At this point, I'm like, I'll do whatever it takes to try and put my mind at ease and not think about it. So I'm in the bath. I'm like, oh, this feels so good. Lights are off, candles on, in my relax mode, and I'm like, oh, maybe this is working, because like 10-15 minutes go by, and then boom, and I'm just like, I just can't deal with this anymore. So he's like, okay, try to sleep it off. If the pain continues, we'll go to the hospital first thing in the morning. So we're trying to sleep. I'm trying to sleep. I'm like in the most uncomfortablest position ever, because mind you, when you're big or pregnant, like nothing is comfortable. Like, you can try and sleep on your side, you can try and sleep with a body pillow, nothing helps. It's like losing my mind. So I try to rest for like an hour or so. So I'm laying in bed, tossing, turning, trying to get comfortable, and nothing helps. So by the time it's like 11 o'clock, I'm like, dude, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. Like, every 5 to 10 minutes, like, this shit's happening. I'm not going to be able to sleep. Like, we need to go. On the way to the hospital, I call my OB, because he was like, you know, if you feel any contractions, if you're going to go into the hospital, make sure you call me ahead of time. And so I call him, and I'm like, hey, doc, like, yo, this shit hurts. Like, I don't know if it's contractions, but, like, we gonna see if it's contractions. And he's like, you know, if you can hold it off, if it's bearable, like, you should try and stay at home as long as you can and just wait it off. And hardhead me was like, no, sorry doc, I can't do this. Like, I'm heading to the hospital right now. And he's like, okay, well, if they send you home, like, they'll send you home if you're not even like dilated enough. But I'm just like, dude, I have to be dilated at least 6 centimeters. This shit hurts. Like, 6 centimeters, the least. I was like, I gotta be 6. Rosal's like, no, I think you're like a 7, 8 right now, because you're in so much pain. And I'm like, no, for sure, like, this baby's coming out tonight. We get to the hospital. I'm in so much pain. I check in. The nurse offers me a wheelchair. She's like, do you need a wheelchair? And I was like, please, please.
But this time she's in a wheelchair. No. Just recording for the time being.
Just make sure our freezers are not there yet.
Oh.
And so I'm just like sitting in the wheelchair. Rosal's laughing, recording me, thinking this is like, you know, false alarm like yesterday. So I'm just in the wheelchair like breathing, because breathing helps. Breathing really does help when you're having contractions. They wheel me in to one of those rooms. I don't know what it's called, but it's not like a delivery room or anything. So one of those like check-in rooms. So they check me, see if I'm dilated. Tell me why I am only dilated at 1.5 centimeters. 1.5. They're like, no, you're at 1.5, so we're gonna have you sleep it off. And I'm laying in this room, butt-ass naked. Rosa next to me holding my hand. I was like, I can't do this, I can't do this. Like, this is so painful. Like, how does she expect me to rest? So like, I'm breathing, I'm trying to breathe through it. Rosa's sleeping, mind you. I'm trying to sleep, but I can't, because the pain is unbearable. Like, the pain at this point is 10 minutes apart. 10 minutes apart. So every time I try to like close my eyes, I'd feel another one. I'd be like, I really just want to go to sleep. So they're like, we can give you this shot. It's gonna just make you feel super drowsy, really tired, and then it's gonna like numb the pain. So I was like, okay, give me whatever you got, I'll take it, sister. So 3 o'clock in the morning, and they give me that shot, and I was able to knock out for like an hour. After that hour, I woke up and I felt the contractions again. At that point, they're like, okay, well, did you want to get an epidural now? So we're gonna take you up to the delivery room and then get you all situated, and then we'll have the anesthesiologist. Is that what they're called? I don't know what they're called, to be honest, but we'll get them to hit you up with that big ass needle up your back. They wheel me upstairs into my delivery room. Rosal had to leave the room. They don't want anyone but the nurse and the anesthesiologist in there. After feeling the effects of epidural, I felt like I could conquer the world. I was like literally ready to push an elephant out my vagina at that point. So they induced me, right? And at that point, I kind of remember like feeling some kind of liquid just popping in me, but I was so tired that I didn't say anything, right? I knocked out until like 9 in the morning. I knocked out. Rosal's knocked out on like the couch, or pull-out couch next to me, and I knocked out. I think I briefly get up at like 9 o'clock, and I was like, oh man, that was like the best sleep of my life. I did come in for her rounds, and I woke up and she was gonna check me again. She noticed that there was meconium, which is like poop, like the baby like poops, I guess, while they're in the womb or whatever. That had happened while, or right after they had induced me, because like your water broke. I don't want to risk any chance for infection, so I'm not going to check you as much to see how far along you're dilated. I wake up at like 1 o'clock again, and then the nurse comes back in and she's like, okay, let me check. And she checks, and then she's like, oh my god, your baby's right here, she has a lot of hair. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, yeah, she's like literally right here, like I can feel her head, her hair, like she has a lot of hair. So she was like, yeah, she's right here, I'm gonna have you start pushing. And I was like, where's my doctor? Like, call my mom. So I was like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna start pushing. And then so the nurse has me push. She's like, okay, I'm gonna have you breathe, and then I'm gonna have you push for 10 seconds straight. Just count to 10. She's like, you're doing good, you're doing good. And so I'm doing my breathing exercises, and then like my oxygen gets low, I guess. So they have me like on like a mask or whatever that's giving me H2. I don't know what it is, to be honest. So like I'm pushing, right? I'm pushing, and like it doesn't hurt or anything, but it is pretty exhausting. Like, you know, like can you imagine like pushing with all your might trying to push a baby out? And so like everyone's staring at my vagina. My doctor finally arrives. My mom is here. My mom's over here like holding my hand. Rosal's like recording, holding my hand too. So I think I was pushing for maybe about like 2 hours, maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours.
I called that time.
At 3:22, my beautiful baby girl arrives into this world, all 7 pounds, 10.2 ounces of her head full of hair. Because they noticed meconium, and she was having a hard time breathing, they obviously had the peds team right there, and they had like their little syringe and like sucked it out of her or whatever. They gave her to me. I was able to hold her for maybe like a minute or two and get my skin to skin in, and they were like, oh, try and feed her now. And so I tried to breastfeed her, but she wasn't taking to the nipple, so they took her away and they were like monitoring her breathing, I guess, and they noticed that it was kind of like raspy. She still had meconium in her lungs. Obviously she's fine now because her lungs were great. Thinking this was normal, like, okay, well, they're just gonna take my baby for a while and monitor her. I was only able to hold her for like not even 5 minutes. It felt like just like 2-3 minutes. They were like, okay, well, we're gonna take her up to the nursery and we're gonna continue to monitor her. So on my way up, yes, what's the matter? So on my way up after delivery, I did not know anything at that point. But I ran into our pediatrician, who's obviously there already at the time of birth so that he can check baby. And then he tells me, okay, well, they're gonna hang on to baby in the nursery and they're just gonna monitor her a little bit longer because her breathing is kind of heavy. So they just want to keep track of that. When I get up to my room, my family's there, Rosal's family's there, aunties, uncles, they're all with balloons and flowers and stuff, and it was really nice of them to come. But It was also very sad that baby wasn't there. I know they were all there to see baby. Normally when you deliver your baby, you head up to whatever the hell the room's called. You have baby in like a small bassinet. They bring over baby all clean, nice, bundled up. But in our case, we weren't able to have baby there because she was being monitored still. So we're all sitting there and the doctor comes and she's like, okay, we have an update for you. And she's like, okay, so baby did swallow a pretty significant amount of meconium. At the time as well, I still did not understand like the severity of her swallowing meconium. I mean, obviously it sounds bad, like my baby swallowed poop. Like, what's my baby swallowed poop? Like, that can't be good for her lungs at all. So she finally says, like, we're just gonna monitor her. She's gonna go to the NICU. At that point, I'm like bawling my eyes out. Whew. My whole family is in the room while she's telling me this, and it finally hit me that like this isn't a normal experience, you know. This isn't the delivery that I had imagined. You imagine your delivery to be like an amazing moment where like as soon as you give birth you can hold your baby. After everyone left, whatever, obviously Roosevelt's not there while our family's here because he's with baby in the nursery. He even walked with the nurse to the NICU. And so as soon as I was able to go to the NICU, like I literally had to like drag the entire IV pole. The hospital that I gave birth at just renovated and has an entire new building for the NICU center, which was maybe about like a 5 to 10 minute walk. This hospital is huge. So I'm rushing over to the NICU. Roosevelt's pushing me in the wheelchair. So we went into her room, and as soon as I get there, I look at her and she's like attached, hooked up to all these cords. One going through her, like two going through her nose, another one in her mouth, and then she has like all the monitors like on her chest, on her hands, her feet. Like, just watching her in like her little incubator thing, it was hard. It was really hard. I was an emotional wreck. So the days in the NICU, like I literally just spent every single day there. I was pumping every 2 to 3 hours. In the NICU, they want the babies to reach certain milestones so that they're able to get sent home. You know, so every single day that they would take a wire off or she would breastfeed more made us hopeful. Like that literally was the only good news that we heard through this entire thing. We stayed hopeful. We learned a lot of things from the nurses at the NICU. We're grateful for that, but we were like so ready to take her home. So by like the 6th day, she was finally off all her tubes. The exact like 7th day mark was when we were able to bring her home. Discharge today. Yay. Hi, my little burrito. Hello.
What's up?
Oh, what's wrong? What's wrong, Mia Rose? Hi, Denny.
Yeah.
It was like the happiest that I had ever been ever since like birthing her. And she even got like a newborn photo shoot, you know, the ones that they take at the hospital when you normally leave with baby. So on the 7th day we had amazing news that we're able to take our baby home, and she finally came home with us. It's such a great day when we get to take our baby home. So fast forward to about 6 months later. This, everyone, is my little Miss Mia. Hi, say hi. Hi, baby. Hey, look at the camera, babe. Hi, baby. This is my baby. She is weighing in at about 16, a little over 16 pounds now. So obviously she's a healthy baby girl. That was my birthing story. What I went through. If you're going through the same thing, keep your head up because it only gets better. Look at this, 6 months later, and I got a healthy baby. Yeah? Healthy, talkative, hungry hippo. Boo. Yeah. But yeah, that's my birthing story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you later. Let me know if you want more videos of this little one. Hi, little one. Kiss. Mwah. Say bye. Bye. Thanks for watching.